This is Atomic Habits, and today I want to share with you 5 achievable habits that even you can do that improve my life drastically. And these 5 simple habits have improved my fitness, my productivity, and also my time management. And honestly, you need to start doing these today, because if you don't, I think you are potentially missing out on some huge changes that can improve your life in 30 days. All right, come on, let's get it. Most people typically pick things like food because of their environment and what they see, not because they actually choose to. So like for me, I'm a huge snack enthusiast, and that's one of my biggest hurdles. And of course, seeing chips, donuts, baked goods anywhere in my vision increases my chances of picking it up and eating it much higher. Literally, I was filming this. A piece of chocolate just came out of this little chocolate bar, and I had to eat it. I had to eat it because it was right there. I had to eat it. Sometimes just seeing food on the kitchen counter is enough response for you to go there, grab one, and eat it without a second thought. And then boom, there goes another day of you trying to avoid unhealthy foods, and you just ate something that is against your diet plan. So what do? Well, you can do the inverse of this action, and you can actually apply this to many more things beyond just food. So for an example, if you want to eat healthier and you bought apples and you put it in your refrigerator, instead put it somewhere in a common area that you go often, so it's always in sight and it's easy for you to pick up and eat. If you want to go to bed and read every single night, put a book right on your pillow so that when you get to bed, the book is already there, and it kind of gives you a nice incentive to read it before you go to bed. If you want to drink more water, place more water bottles around common areas that you lay often during the day, so that's easy for you to pick up and drink. And with that first simple step, you're already on your way to success. So habit stacking is one of the best things you can do right now. Simply put, habit stacking is when you attach a new habit to a habit you already do, and you put them together. For example, some habit stacks that really helped me are these examples. If I wanted to avoid screen time before I go to bed, I'd put my phone by my charger away from my bed, so that when I go to bed, I wouldn't have to reach and use it and scroll on TikTok for endless hours. To save time and chores, I would actually wash my dishes while things were cooking, so that I would save more time. And this one is one of my favorite examples to use, and I hope this applies to you guys as well. Okay, I'm a huge gamer, and one of the things that really helped me avoid gaming and become more productive was this. Okay, so I absolutely love playing Smash, and this is my Nintendo Switch right there with my Pro Controller. I just finished playing with it, and what I always do is I unplug everything and pretty much just put it away. And that's it. Now it's out of my distraction, and this is my work area, and I don't have to think about playing it or not playing it because it's just not there. Not only did that create an obstacle when I wanted to game again, but also it made it harder for me to game if I ever wanted to. And that's been one of the best things I've done for myself, because I have gamed much less ever since I've made this habit. Now that we have 2 out of the 5 habits done, we are reaching peak potential. Addition by subtraction. This is the idea of where you create an environment where you do what you want to do as easy as possible and have 0 friction. One of the biggest battles that we all have in our daily lives is trying to reduce friction with good habits and increase friction with bad habits that we don't want to associate ourselves with. Now, I did previously already mention increasing friction with something like gaming. However, to emphasize this habit even more, it kind of ties the first and second tip all together. If you can prime your environment and reduce the amount of obstacles in the way of your goal, you can put yourself on the path of least resistance and put yourself towards the goal that you really want to achieve. And in this scenario, it'd be making a good habit. Want to eat healthier? Well, you can meal prep your breakfast and lunch and maybe even dinner for the entire week. And hopefully when you do meal prep, you can use whole foods and healthy foods. Want to exercise more? Fine. Have all your gym clothes ready in a bag in your car, so that when you leave in the morning, you have no excuse but to drive straight to the gym and use your clothes. Now you're all ready to go to the gym. Trust me, it's a hack, and honestly, this has eliminated all excuses I've ever had to not go to the gym. 3 out of 5, and we are almost there, and this one was one of my favorites as well. Why? Because it helped me in my absolute worst state. Habit tracking. Prior to this book, I was in a massive rut. I was 20 pounds heavier than I wanted to be, and I was also eating kind of like shit. And also, I was too lazy to rehab myself, so I wasn't athletic anymore and wasn't doing what I really want to do, which was to be active. But this is where habit tracking really came in and saved me. Have you ever heard of the mantra, don't break the chain? Tracking habits is such a powerful but also extremely satisfying way to build new habits. Research has shown time and time again that the people who do track their habits compared to people who don't track their habits are way more likely to succeed and achieve their goals. And look, people who had a food log with the intention of dieting to lose weight compared to people who did not keep a food log, those people ended up losing twice as much weight just by tracking what they ate. That was a rhyme, wasn't it? And habit tracking doesn't have to be just food logging. It can be as simple as just keeping an X's on your calendar for something that you did well during that day. And just seeing those X's on the calendar gives you more motivation and incentive to keep that streak going. And the thing is, tracking keeps you inspired, focused, and it keeps you motivated to continue showing up. And this is something that I absolutely love from reading this book. Missing once is an accident, but missing twice is a new habit. With that in mind, missing once in a while is inevitable and it's going to happen to all of us, including me. And the difference between you and me and the most successful people is that they are able to rebound quickly from breaking of a habit. And of course, reclaiming it quickly. 5 for 5, baby. You're almost there. Last one. And if you've made it this far, I can tell that you are committed to being a better person, a better you, and that's incredible. The Goldilocks rule. I have always been someone who embraced challenge. I played basketball much of my high school career. I was always extremely dedicated to the sport. I only had one specific goal of being the best player on that team. But the thing is, they were way more athletic than I was and also taller than I was. But I was still able to compete with them. And the best part is, I was competing with them right at the edge of my current ability. And that's what made it so much more fun. In that moment, I was already in the Goldilocks rule. You see, they weren't so far to reach that I couldn't compete, but they also weren't so far below me so that it was like a walk in the park. It was just right. And when forming new habits, it's so important to create a new habit that is easy as possible to do. But over time, you want to advance it slowly so that you can stay motivated. And that's what the Goldilocks rule is to be able to perform at your current abilities just so hard that it's still a challenge, but not so hard that you can't do it at all. And that's it. At the end of the day, we're all human. And I know that if I can do some of these habits, I know for a fact that you can too. You just need to remind yourself that everything you do starts with one single step. And if you commit to that one single step, you're already on to the second one. And remember that nothing happens overnight. It takes time. So if you truly want to live a happier and more productive and also be a more confident person, I truly believe you can. And I think you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I just hope that this story and these tips could have helped you. I appreciate you guys all for watching this entire video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you like this video, that'd be huge for me. If you like this kind of content, make sure you follow me. I like to do fitness and productivity videos and like to review things as well. So if any of those things relate to you, or maybe you just like hanging out with me, awesome. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.